Hey ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to show you guys how to properly equalize a top snare and a bottom snare to make sure that they cut through the mix and work well with the other drums in the mix. So let's check out the snare top first. So this is the top snare without any EQ. As you can hear, it sounds muddy, it sounds boxy, and it's lacking presence. So if you check it out with the other drums, as you can hear, it sounds boxy, it sounds muddy, and it will struggle to cut through the mix with other sounds playing in the mix, especially with the vocals. So what I did was just to remove any low end rumble. I removed some mud around 600 hertz, and then added some attack and presence at 3 kilohertz. And then finally, to add some air and to emphasize the attack, I created a high shelf boost around 10 kilohertz. So let's check out the top snare with the EQ and without the EQ. And as you can hear, it sounds much more present, it's less muddy, and there's no low end rumble in the snare. And then next up, let's check out the bottom snare. And then let's check it out without EQ. Let's solo it. As you can hear, it sounds boxy, it sounds muddy, and it will definitely never cut through the mix because it's too boxy. So what I did was just to remove the boxy frequencies around 400 hertz, some low end rumble, using a high pass filter, and then to emphasize the bottom snare, I created a high shelf boost around 6 kilohertz. So let's check out the bottom snare with the EQ. Let's test it with the other drums playing. As you can hear, it sounds boxy, it sounds muddy, and it's not cutting through the mix. But with the EQ adds some shine, removes the boxiness, and helps the snare pop. So let's check out both the top and the bottom snare with and without EQ. So I'll link these two channels. Okay. So we'll start without EQ and then we'll check it out with EQ. And now let's check it out with the other drum sounds. So remove the solo and then bypass the EQ, check it out. As you can hear, without the EQ, you can barely hear the snare. So with the EQ in, you can definitely hear the snare pop and it cuts through the mix nicely. So it's that simple, guys. The problem that I see a lot of people do is that they want to complicate this stuff. Don't complicate this stuff. Mixing is supposed to be this simple. So one other thing that I want to recommend is the auto gain feature. if your EQ doesn't have auto gain feature, make sure that you level match your EQ. But if you're using maybe an EQ like Pro EQ, it has an auto gain feature. If you're using stuff from Isotope and other companies, they do have an auto gain. So the auto gain will help you compare the before and after at the same level. So you won't be fooled by any volume change. That's really something that you should definitely use. Use auto gain. And that's how you EQ your bottom and your top snare. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments section.